Bash. Gichtenlord versus Lucas L99, and we good to go. We have Cliff as the first map. It's Germany versus Spain. So, on Cliffs, I think it's German favored. You cannot go so well with your melee units, and Germany can just camp with heavy cannons. Yeah, pretty excited for this. Since boss players don't play so much anymore. Lucas, I know that he plays some sub recently, but Gichtenlord is pretty rusty. But he won versus El Chapo alias Sabuza. So we have here in the color pink, Gichtenlord playing as Germany versus Lucas L99 in the color green playing as Spain. So that's me, Queen of Destiny. And yeah, we're waiting that all the players have macroed and bring his villagers on the plantations and mills in the Snow Rush 10. Blitz bash. The next maps, I think Gichtenlord vetoed Snowy Great Plains and Lucas Route. So we will have Andes, and I forgot there was one map more, but the next one will be Andes. Can I fix this now? Oh yeah, nice. Yeah. Waiting that one types 11.
Are you ready?
There we go.
Yes.
Okay. We see all villagers are selected. Some go on wood, some stay on plantations and mills. Boss also selected to build directly the native posts. Yeah, also Gichtenlord did this. Boss are spamming as soon as possible all their shipments. Yeah, there we see again the coin trigger. Yeah. Ah, here. I don't think it's good to have any trigger in a blitz stack. It just don't pay off. I need to fix my sound. Ah, I don't have desktop sound, but no. There we go. So, Lucas is already starting to make wards. Let's zoom a bit out, I like it. And rotate the camera, like in a good 3D stream, that we can see here the cliffs. And the front bases are going up. Wards are coming from Lucas. Factories on wood. Good choice, Boro. Also here we see factories on wood. Boss players did a good choice with this. I'm not sure where in this case, for it's the tournament, you should wall all around. Gichtenlord don't have any walls, but making a big front base. Lucas's front base is not so big. Thanks Cascade AoE3 for $2 donation. Yeah, treaty here we have. Don't be disappointed, maybe next weekend we will have the secret one. No one knows what it will be. What kind of game mode. I'm pretty sure it will be a lot of fun. How sad. Let's put it back. There you go. And of course rotate the camera. Yeah, some boss players are going for front base. villager gathering here. What is this? Ah, more coin crates. More walls are going up for Lucas. Always when I fix a sound. But no problem, it's fast to do, so let's keep it like this now. For everyone who was a sub player would not like that I rotate the cam. Lucas is making already some dogs with his explorer. Can you give her some food?
Yeah, of course.
Thanks. Gichtenlord is here to just explore what kind of units we have, and Gichtenlord is making also a lot of towers in front. I think he's going to camp. So, and I hope my co-caster is back.
Yeah, soon.
Oh, one wall upgraded already from Gichtenlord. What? Buildings lower when they're upgraded on 3D patch. So anything what you guys want to see in the UI, just let me know in the chat. Let's check units in queue. Lucas is ready to going for a push. He have one native embassy here, so he wants to build some forward. Gichtenlord still keeps scouting. What are these horse artillery? It's always the last 5 minutes in the game. There's not so much to say.
Alright, so I'm back. So we have Gichtenlord against Lucas. That's one semi-final. And the other one is Floco against Dictator?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. So that's interesting. Well, I think Lucas is the favorite. But we will see. Interesting matchup in these cliffs. I think both teams are quite good at this kind of at this cliff map. Spain, of course, doesn't like to run because they want to have the missionaries in one spot. Germany getting the heavy cannons at start, and also quite happy defending because they have a really good eco and a lot of resources banked. Spain a bit more aggressive, but Spain likes this kind of choke, where they can just make a lot of skirmishers, and then every single skirmisher is in range of the missionaries' aura, because when you make melee units they go a bit away and they don't get boosted so much. And it's just really good for Spain to have a ball of French infantry and curves and horse artillery, and then just the Nats going to tank and block and everything. So this gives, I think, 25% more HP to hand infantry units and 10% less speed. Maybe it was changed on patch. It looks like 15% less speed. Did he research his upgrades? They don't show up here. Yeah, he did. Okay. Yeah, it's 15% less speed for how much more HP he got? He got 43 more HP. I don't know how many percent that is. Can't see the base stats with his minimized UI, but it's probably 25% more HP and 15% less speed or something. Which doesn't really matter that you have less speed just because you got the advanced arsenal and the Inca upgrade that makes your units anyway so fast. Oh, these guys are kind of black. Weird bug. So it's gonna start in 30 seconds. A real game. Oh, I went in the settings and it reset the zoom.
Yep.
Cam zoom?
Cam zoom, yeah. 70.
70. Yeah, I need to use these keys, right? Alright, back to the zoom. There we go. Wow, the wall went down pretty fast. He was really ready. He got 2 vills on it. He really wants to defend this aggressive sieve, Spain. So he's not even in half map. You can see that Lucas took position right at half map at the start, while Gichtenlord is just sitting a bit more in the back, in front of 7 towers and starting directly to try to wall up on both sides a bit. He needs more walls, I think, but yeah, that's just interesting. The Hackapple is gonna do a nice flank there. Once a couple war wagons are dead. Oh, he can snipe the artillery with them. Oh no, they go to siege. He wants to snipe the heavy cannon. I think this was kind of ambitious. He should have just killed the curve, would have been enough. Gichtenlord kind of winning the artillery fight. Oh, this curve is extremely low HP. Yeah, Gichtenlord has just much more culverins on the field right now. 8-0 kills for Gichtenlord. Oh my god, it reset the zoom again. Whatever, then we do without zoom. I just clicked on something in the UI and it reset the zoom, so...
Yeah.
One more turn that's used for Lucas. He got still a lot of units, a lot of infantry there. But how is he gonna deal with this massive coverings? Maybe he can just ignore them. I mean, there's only one heavy cannon left and he's quite low HP anyway, so can maybe snipe it down right now with skirmishers, which he did. So now, why would he even care about these curves? There's like 8 curves and they do nothing because Lucas has no artillery anyway, basically. So that's just idle pop for Gichtenlord. He can't do anything with them. So right now the next move for Gichtenlord is to add some horse artillery of his own, because he wants to have some good damage in. That's why you make horse artillery, and this will force Lucas to actually care about the artillery and to actually make more culverins, because right now he got only 1 curve and that's not a serious attempt of to fight artillery. Or maybe it's just a mistake, maybe he didn't finish his patch, but this 1 curve is not gonna do much against 8. Or apparently it's 6 now, so maybe he killed some with his units. 4 horse artillery for Gichtenlord now. So now he's really dominating the artillery war, and Lucas is gonna have to react and make more artillery himself. A bit more wall was able to go up on the side, on both sides actually. These are nice walls. They just mean you can't really get flanked. And this mortar has just so much siege. This wall is gonna go down quite fast. Still not much artillery for Lucas. He might want to snipe down the villagers as well. I really like the walls of Lucas there. I think that's just the safe walls you should always do on this map. Just, you know, very quickly at start you just get 2 safe walls and then no villager can run in. Because here there's still like the threat that potentially there could be a villager sneaking in on either side, most likely on this one. And that's not what you want. Like, he wouldn't just get pushed a bit and need to fall back under his towers and then a villager would run there, maybe, you know. So, I think closing is just a safe move. Lucas starting to make more lancers because there's almost no calves there for Gichtenlord. He's just making skirmishers and nats, and these lancers are gonna do a really good job against this full infantry composition. Lucas is on 10 missionaries all the time, I think. I didn't really see any missionary dying, so that's quite good. Let's check some units lost a bit. It's actually quite close. Like, since Lucas killed the 4 heavy cannons, I think it was actually a rather fair trade. Maybe a bit better trade for Lucas, actually. A quite close trade. So they both did a good job at the artillery control, I think. The problem is when Lucas starts to come closer to these towers, they're gonna shoot a lot. Right now they don't shoot, but if he comes really like a little bit closer here, he will get shot by a lot of towers, like at least 3 or 4 or maybe even 5 directly. There's 2 towers a bit more in the back. And then he will need to mortar them, and he doesn't have any mortar right now, but first he needs to push a bit more, but he's slowly pushing there. Would like to see him also maybe drop a couple map control walls here to make sure he doesn't get flanked. Because I really like this gate from Gichtenlord there. I think that's something Lucas needs to deny now. Because this gate is like, he got a stable behind, he can just make whenever he wants some Ulans and run in the back, which means that potentially he could kill some artillery or some missionaries, for example, or some villagers. So I think this gate is quite dangerous for Lucas, and if he could wall behind it or even in front at least would be nice, I think. Still no coverings for Lucas there. So Germany is on 73 now, villager pop, which is standard, I think.
Yes, 70 was standard, but
wait, no, it's 90. It's 90 pop, right? You did it 50 bills, down from 140. You did it 50 bills, and he did it 70 bills. That's actually more than you usually do.
Just check the units.
Yeah, he lost. Yeah, but he also lost villas in fight, but still, he lost 74 villagers.
So many.
Yeah, he deleted 70 for sure. So that's just a lot. So that's maybe why he's doing so good at defending the push, and like he's actually like, I mean 70. He got 26 more pop of military on the field. So for sure, it kind of makes up for the unction boost. I would say it's actually quite a fair fight. The thing is just that now Germany is behind in eco, I think. Like he got the settler wagons with the extra card on them, like this card that was shipped at start probably here, which is really good, 30%, but I don't think it makes up for the 25 unit, 25 economy gap.
And
the deck is quite standard, I think.
don't forget to check out ESOC TV2, where it's the Dictator playing the semi-finals and streaming it as first person versus Floco. And actually, Dictator's ahead in score on Snowy Great Plains, just to let you know, guys.
Ah, yeah. Dictator streaming Tony first person is quite nice. This curve is locked, I think. I died, got sniped by some skirmishers. I hope the game sound is not too loud, by the way.
I don't think so.
I'm kind of surprised because I think Lucas still has a very solid artillery micro, and he doesn't really. I mean, he made more curves now, but most of the game he didn't. I didn't feel like he made so many curves. Or I feel like Gichtenlord was overall ahead in the artillery fight. We can check units lost.
Gichtenlord is also ahead in economy, by the way.
Lucas has more curves. Yeah. What? No, Lucas is ahead in economy. Or what did you say? Yeah.
No, look at the score.
Yeah, but that's the resources, but the economy is here, and you know, it's like the stock of Gichtenlord is bigger, of course, because he's Germany. So of course he has more resources than Spain, but his eco is lower, which means that slowly Lucas is gonna come back. Maybe.
I'm not sure.
Maybe.
I'm not sure.
He will come back in the eco. The question is, will he have enough time for that to happen? Because also at some point Gichtenlord might just make back some villagers when he's out of resources. So Lucas is just really low on resources now. But in late game Spain has very strong units, and if you can't keep up your pop against Spain, I think you just get rolled on. I don't know, we will see. I think Gichtenlord really needs to start remaking villagers maybe now, or at least soon, because he's running low on food a bit, and when you spam all these nuts you need a lot of food. No one tried to run or anything, by the way, this game, just a full heads up, which is kind of what you expect on the cliff map. So yeah, that's it, Lucas is out of food. So now the question is he going to be able to hold the push from Gichtenlord now? I think between his, because he did a good job at dropping some forward towers in a nice circle, you know, and he got like 6 towers there.
But Lucas is not able to hold his pop. This is a window for Gichtenlord to push. He needs to go forward with his units and deny these towers who are shooting instantly on him.
Yeah, he needs a couple mortars here. I don't think he can fight under these towers forever. And horse artillery are not exactly the greatest at killing buildings, so he probably got mortars in queue. I would expect that. No, he doesn't, but maybe soon.
But look, Lucas is out of coin and also almost out of food. Gichtenlord needs to push in.
Yeah, he needs to push because he didn't really make villagers back. He now he's making, okay, he started to make again. He got made 4 villagers back because he needs to get some eco. He's quite low on resources now. So it's gonna be the question is Lucas gonna be able to handle this push? I would like him to focus the towers on the coast because they actually do full damage, I think, against cannons, which means that with their 60 attacks they can kill them quite fast, and it's looking not really good for Lucas there. Oh, this rod's trying to catch the horse artillery. Gonna kill probably both of them if he focus the rods. No, okay, they just drop. But this is such a nice spot for Lucas skirmishers. They just stay here behind towers and middle of the military buildings. But the towers actually got sieged down quite fast. And Lucas is still not holding his pop. It might be just game over there. He needs to maybe fall back a bit more.
There's not much space to fall back. He lost his towers now. He is shipping infinite rods, but still.
Well, he could set up for another camp now. He could like just start to drop more towers, maybe here behind the buildings or something.
Yeah, this
And
works.
because he got a lot of food. He needs anyway to set up something new here, because look, he's even losing his native embassies, so he's at least gonna have to rebuild them somewhere maybe here, and more buildings, I think. He does have 3 layers of upgraded walls, which is gonna buy some time compared to Gichtenlord, who has only 1 wall with hold. So the walls of Lucas are definitely better, but is it gonna be enough? He's getting wrecked by these Uhlans, and he's even deleting his stable, I think, because he needed to run his skirmishers away from this bad spot.
Yeah.
So he has only 1 stable left forward, but he could flank, like make a gate here and maybe flank the artillery from the left side now, or the skirmishers at least with some lancers. And denies these villagers. Yeah, I think now a cav flank would be good, but he doesn't really have the resources. And Gichtenlord is all the time outmassing because he has the resources to make units, so he's always taking good trades and he doesn't drop in resources, while Lucas is struggling to keep the head over the water, you know.
We see a good decision from Gichtenlord here. He's going back a little bit and letting just the mortars work.
He's gonna wait for his mortar and for new military buildings. He doesn't want to overcome it. So Spain will have a bit of time. He will probably go back to 200 pop for a short time, but then he will again drain, I guess. I think Lucas should not be fighting now because he's behind in military. I think he should go back and just wait that he got full pop before he fights. Even if this means he's gonna lose his front base. Oh, but he's making lancers now. Nice flank, yeah. I think that's good. Would maybe need to bring the missionaries a bit closer, like somewhere here. Because now there's a lot of nets and they're gonna deal with these lancers without much trouble. And the artillery is still here. 2 more mortars coming in for Gichtenlord, so that's 3 of them. And Lucas can't make artillery, like he got 1 curve, but it's like so hard to make artillery when you're so low on resources because it's just expensive. It costs a lot of coin. A flank, okay. It's just split. Did a nice split to 1-shoot the skirms and then go on the mortars. Now he should probably pull back his lancers unless he got some rods on the way or something, but lancers out of the missionary aura are quite bad, except against infantry, of course. Against infantry they're always really, really good, like they have just so much attack and a lot of HP as well. But against Uhlans, they just get wrecked completely. I mean, Uhlans are much better at fighting cavs than lancers, if the lancers are not in the missionary aura. So kind of a waste of resources. I don't think he can really afford to waste lancers like this. I don't know, maybe we could have even seen some curves from the side or something. Like if you would sneak 1 or 2 curves here behind the walls and with some gates, maybe you could snap mortars from the side. It's looking really bad for Lucas now. Just not looking good. It also comes to the part where Germany is gonna stack heavy cannons. Although he is floating 8 shipments, which means that he actually doesn't have so many heavy cannons. Like this is bugged. He shipped probably more than 1 because there was 2 heavies here, so he probably shipped like 2 or 3 heavy cannons so far, when he could have shipped at least like 8 or something, or 10. And he has the gold for it. But he's maybe just busy trying to not throw this game. This position is very good for Lucas because he has so many skirmishers and under the gates and stuff. He's just completely wrecking the Uhlans, and he's actually floating a little bit of resources, not many, but he can make a bit of nats. He can't afford to waste a curve like this, for example. This is not the kind of stuff you can do at this point when he's so low on gold. Like 400 gold actually means a lot of gold for him right now. Maybe he could remacro a little bit. Maybe he would need a couple more of those on plantations. Like just 3-4 wheels like this. I don't know. I like Gichtenlord's macro better. Well, he also has more resources, of course, but his resources distribution is a bit better, I think. He has a lot of food because of nuts, also some wood, but not too much, and he has decent coin because, well, he's Germany and he needs the coin. Lucas needs to be careful because the mortars, when they're shooting at the gate, they're gonna kill the skirmishers under. Maybe we see it now. No, he's shooting next. Okay, he should be shooting at the gate. It's more important. Like, you kill some skirmishers for free as well. And Lucas still never really keeping up his spot, but he's very careful, just picking free kills most of the time with his skirmishers. Should maybe even stop making incas at this point since he's anyway camping, or keep them in the back a bit when you need them. But let's see if he shoots this gate. Yeah, you see there was like some splash damage and some skirmishers died. Oh, this one is gonna be brutal. Yeah, 2 skirmishers died from the mortars. That's actually kind of like I mean, it kills the building and it also does the job of an horse artillery, kind of like killing 2 skirms like that. Yeah, 3 skirms died now, or 4 or something. It's just I can't stop looking at this gate and just checking how many skirms are dying, because it's just like, it's just really good for Gichtenlord. These 3 units mean a lot at this point in the game. This is what makes the difference between Lucas being full pop or not, basically. And but now, well, I mean, Lucas has a full pop army. He has a window to do something. Full pop with unction. Gichtenlord doesn't anymore have more pop because he remade villagers. Of course, he needs his eco now because he's not so high on resources, so he needs villagers. Which means that it's 100 pop against 100 pop. And the Spanish units, of course, have the missionary aura, so it's actually a better, there's now a better army for Lucas, and Gichtenlord is kind of getting pushed back. There's also the fact that Gichtenlord was not spending his shipments so much. He did ship some more heavy cannons since he's still at 8 or 9 shipments unspent, so he shipped a couple more heavies, but Lucas did a much better job at spamming his road arrows. I mean, as Spain, it's really not easy. Like, you get your shipment so fast, you don't need much XP to ship something, and it's really not so easy to ship all the time 10 rods. But Lucas did it. He's not floating any shipment right now. So that's actually a lot of extra resources for Lucas. I mean, this is maybe 8 or 10 extra shipments that Lucas shipped is worth 8 or 10k resources. It's almost 100 score of units that he shipped and that Gichtenlord didn't ship, so that's actually quite huge. It makes up a bit for the fact that he has so low resources. And I think he's in a spot to push back, so I don't know if he can win the game, because when he goes out of his walls there, he gets in a bit more tricky spot where he can't handle the Uhlans so well because he's not camping behind a wall. So that's one thing we need to consider. But I don't know, it still feels like Lucas has a solid window to just push now. And Gichtenlord can't anymore delete villagers to get more pop now because he's so close to having no resources. Look at that now, he's draining so fast. This was a really good job by Lucas, I think. He's gonna come back, I think. He has a shot at winning this game. Gichtenlord has really not many resources banked now. And Lucas is on full pop. And when Gichtenlord is close to 0 gold, he can't anymore ship heavy cannons, he can't make coverings, I mean not so much, and it's not gonna be easy for him. He's also starting to mortar down these gates because they're really annoying for Lucas. It's like, it means that for Lucas there's a wall here, and for Gichtenlord it's like there would be just an open field because the units can go through the gates at every point. Only here the pillars are blocking him a bit, but I mean, yeah, he just got much better passing with these gates. But now that they're done, he's probably gonna focus down the other side as well because it's also quite annoying. So if you just shoot at this pillar, you just kill the entire side of these walls, and And then he has a nice open field where he can use more lancers. Gichtenlord is now having trouble to keep up his pop. He's not full pop and he doesn't have really enough resources to spam units. He doesn't have nats at the moment. He has half the nats actually, or even less than half. That's the incast from one native post, the pikes one. So he should have like 3 or 4 times more nats than this on the field. Lucas also not really able to spam full nats, but at least he's full pop on his normal units. And these German skirmishers can't really keep up with the Spanish ones. I mean, the attack difference is just huge. Now that the missionaries are here, you see, they have 52 attacks. They have a bit less HP. Like it's 25% less on base stats, but they have 20 more attack, which is much more relevant. And so now he's going to be able to... Oh, this was kind of weird. Some stuff just died. I'm not sure what happened exactly. He deleted his pillars and he deleted the building. I think he doesn't want to have a bad passing, maybe, and he wants to have a spot to camp a bit with his skirmishers, some space. But yeah, how is he gonna stop the Spanish army now? He got only 90 pop.
No idea.
90 pop against 100, and the units here are boosted. So now he's gonna have to do a really good job at microing his heavy cannons, just getting good volleys without losing them to cavalries, and just camping with towers, walls, and artillery. I think that's the only way he can fight the Spanish skirmishers at this point. It's a pretty close game. It's already 24 minutes, and the boss really low on resources. But now that the boss went back a bit, I mean that Gichtenlord went back, Lucas had time also to get more resources in, and the boss floating like around 4k food and coins.
Yeah, boss are playing it very carefully.
And if Gichtenlord can camp like this, he will get more resources in because he has more eco. He has 7 more wheels and he has a card on the war wagons. He just got better upgrades than Spain. But Spain has better units, but Germany has the heavy cannon, so who wins? I'm honestly not sure. Do you know who wins the late game between Spain and Germany?
Well, I would say Germany because you can make back your economy, and with your heavy cannons, when you camp like this, you're really not so easy to beat.
Yeah. It seems like Spain would maybe not be able to keep up the 200 pop of units and the nats as well. So they would like to instead make back some villagers to make more units and have more resources. And they can't because they maxed, of course, at 99 settlers. That's the normal limit. But Germany with the extra settler wagons can just like make back some villagers and overpop over 100. And that's kind of nice in late game, yeah. And the heavy cannons are just so strong. I mean, they're really poor on like, they just kill stuff so fast. Definitely much better than horse artillery and takes only 1 more pop. I think the heavy cannons even have 1 more area compared to the horse artillery. 1 more area, they have more attack, a bit more range, much more HP. They're a bit slower though. Oh well, we can compare. Yeah, 1 more area, 80 more attack, twice the HP. To be honest, the heavy cannons are really just so strong. And less range, yeah. Oh my god. Heavy cannons are just monsters. He needs to kill them. Right now they don't do damage, but not so much. But when they come in range to kill these guys, they have the ancient, so they really have a lot of attack, but they don't have more HP, so they die quite fast to cannons still.
So, and guys, by the way, it's 1-0 actually for Floco versus Dictator. I mean, it's for Dictator 1-0. And they are in game 2 right now on ESOC TV2. And the map is Andes this time.
So wait, Dictator won the first game, right?
Yes.
Okay, and on Andes. Alright. It's a best of 3?
Yes.
And for us as well. Wait, no, this is the first game, right? Okay, so it's 0-0, everything is fine. Look at these heavy cannon bodies. Lucas needs to get rid of them. He got a nice curve pop. He can pull them forward fast and try to snipe the cannons before Gichtenlord can react. I feel like he could have worked a bit more in horse with the horse in the horse mode and sorry, and then snap the heavy cannons. But he did kill a horse artillery at least. But the Coverans are getting sniped. The Uhlans are good at sniping Coverans if you don't kill them fast. Sorry for that, I needed to clean the mouse a little bit.
Yeah, it's going out in a scrim fight all the time. We see there's the missionaries in the back, but there's so many heavy cannons. How many are there? Can you go back a little bit to the screen? 3 of them, and a lot of artillery.
Yeah, he doesn't have the classic heavy cannon in the eco. Sometimes you ship your heavy in a tower, then the tower gets sieged, and then you just it just pops back in this TC instead, and then you're fucked because you don't see it sometimes. But these towers were never contested, to be honest. So four heavy cannons now. I mean, the count is just growing. Lucas is usually the guy who gets a ton of heavy cannons in late game. He always micros them carefully and doesn't lose them so much. I remember a game we casted in Time to Treaty tourney maybe, where he was stacking 8 heavies or something. It was even too much.
And it was with the Sabusa, and yeah, he was just camping with them a lot. At one point he had even 8, I think, around.
8 or 9 heavies he had, yeah, and that was even too much pop, because then he didn't have pop for the other units so much, and I think when you have so many heavies you need to go in, you know, to really shoot with them, because if not it's just a lot of idle pop. So, because right now these heavies from Gichtenlord are just doing nothing, and this is 14 pop, could be 14 skirmishes. I can eat from this also. So that's some idle pop, he needs to bring them a bit more forward. Still a really close game. Gichtenlord again though, ahead in resources. Lucas again down in military counts, so he will have to retreat again somewhere here. Because he just can't take this fight anymore now.
Gichtenlord is not shipping any more heavy cannons.
Now he has been floating 8 heavies, 8 shipments for a long time, and now he's at 10, yeah, so. And Lucas again does just a super great job at shipping his rods. I'm actually impressed, because I would expect someone playing Spain to stack more shipments. But no, he doesn't stack any rod shipment. Insane how much XP you get in 3D, how fast. He made a couple of goons. I think the heavy cannons are really the best thing about being Germany in late game. It's like every time you talk about German late game with some tricky players, I always say, yeah, the heavy cannons are OP for German late game, you know, because they're just OP, they're just so strong. And I think Gichtenlord doesn't really abuse this enough. I mean, he's still in a good spot, that's really good for him, but I feel like he could abuse the heavy cannons a bit more. He got so many shipments. He could ship more heavy cannons and just let them die sometimes to coverance maybe, but get some good volleys at this mass of skirmishers. But now, if he brings his 5 heavies in, and if he can get rid of these coverings, could be quite scary.
Indeed. He's just going to build a front base, because walking time is a big deal in 3D. You don't want to have a lot of walking time. You want your units out as fast as possible.
Hey. Yeah, definitely. Well, it's also true in sub to some extent. Like when you rush, if you don't go front base, you just like 20 seconds slower, because your units need to cross the map, or 40 seconds sometimes. In 3D it's kind of the same. Like having your units walk from a far military building, like when your units are just walking a lot, they're basically idle. and it's just equivalent to not keeping up your pop, right? Like if you don't keep up your pop, if you're always at 190 pop, it's kind of the same like if you have 10 pop of units constantly walking from far behind. For example, for Gichtenlord, these native embassies and these artillery foundries are so far that this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 16 pop and also some nats just walking and doing nothing, you know? And if you had a bit less stables maybe, because anyway, Calf trains instantly, he could have just one artillery foundry here, a couple native embassies there, or even a bit more forward, and just bring his units a bit faster in, because that's a lot of pop just walking. I mean, even the towers are really far in the back, and these heavy cannons need to walk a lot to the fight. I feel like he could have at least 1 or 2 towers here and just drop the heavy cannons directly in the fight. An artillery foundry, some native embassies. That's something I dislike about the way Gichtenlord is making units right now. Like they really walk from here. It's basically from his base, right, that they're walking. It's a lot of walking time.
Yeah, that's not good. Especially because the trains are so fast. You can have them really fast as anti-cav when your opponent brings some Huss or even some Lancers to flank.
And he has the resources to spam incast, so if he could make them directly, even if they would die faster, he would make them back, and it would be just more pop of military for him, basically. It's really a close game. They both now floating enough resources to keep up their pop all the time, and it could be a very long game, to be honest. Now Gichtenlord is trying to be a bit more aggressive, just dropping some more military buildings, but really he needs these native embassies and the artillery foundry. Stables and barracks are nice, but to be honest, he got so many nats on the field. Like this is 40 units, just these nats, so it's definitely important to have forward native embassies, because it's a huge part of your army is just nats. It's like 1/3 of your army is maybe nats. But to be fair, Lucas also could drop a bit more buildings maybe. But he does have every important buildings quite close to the fight, like better than Gichtenlord. This is a very close game. Just imagine if this would be an Rush 40 game, you would need to add half an hour for the boom. It would be a 1 hour 15 game. That's a lot. Wait a second. That's why it's really good for Lucas that he did build a wall here to close, because you can see that Gichtenlord was sending villagers to war here. So imagine if he didn't close the wall, Gichtenlord could have just run a villager in and then start to run on the side. But this was actually quite nice. Like he's just really making sure he's in a safe spot here, this kind of circle like this of walls. Lucas is working on it though. Should bring his mortar a bit more forward, because he would then get the missionary aura and be like much better at sieging.
Look at this villager on the side from Gichtenlord. On Lucas' side. Yeah, there. He built a wall.
Yeah, I showed this already, but yeah. Yeah, there's a villager here, but to be honest, it looks like he's stuck between this wall. And there was a girl also, but she died. RIP. And yeah, I mean, this death ball is just insane. This massive upgraded like unctions, commissions. Gichtenlord running a bit low on coin actually. Not really floating heavy cannons. You know that's because he didn't spam them so much, and he could have more heavies on the field right now. He's still got 10 shipments and sent, and now he's always at 10, which means that he's always shipping heavies whenever he can, basically. It's not easy to spend your shipment in treaty. When you started to float 10, you know you will never be able to ship them all, because it takes 40 seconds to ship something, and in this time you get so much XP out of fighting and training that you already have your another shipment. So it's impossible for him to spend his 10 shipments. He can very slowly start to spend a bit, but not so much. Lucas still shipping his 10 rods all the time. I mean, how many times it is? It's like, it's absolutely insane. The number of Rob shipments, you know, usually you see people in Treaty doing the mistake that they don't ship enough stuff, but this is like a lot of infinite shipments. That's very good.
What about, does he have the Mayas in there?
No, I don't think so, because he never shipped them. Oh, he does have them, but he never shipped them. I think he was always low on resources. Like at start he was just shipping military upgrades, you know, and then he directly got pushed by Gichtenlord, and he was not able to ship the Mayas because he needed the gold for something else. So I don't think he could ship them now, but it's kind of risky because he doesn't have so many resources back. But he could ship the Mayas now, yeah. Would be a nice overpop. So now he needs to push in this. How do you push in this? Towers and walls and military buildings and a lot of artillery. 3 heavies, 5 coverings. He needs to bring his mortar and snipe down slowly the buildings and make a bit more coverings. Like he needs probably like 4 more coverings. But this mortar snipe a building in 2 hits. That's quite good. Regular mortar snipes in 3 hits. So yeah, he's gonna work on this gate there. It's an annoying gate. There's a heavy cannon standing behind it, and he's just gonna try to get it down because it's on the way. But first time we see Lucas pushing back so far. I mean, the towers are even shooting. I think it's the first time in this game that I see these towers shoot. So it means that Lucas is now pushing more than he ever did this game, and he just needs to bring some villagers from this mill. By the way, it's always nice to have a forward mill where you can train some villagers back when they die, and you can pull some villagers to build stuff. That's really nice. He needs to bring some of these villas and make some more buildings. He has 2 villas here, okay, so that's a good start. I think he needs some native embassies. Because now, in Gichtenlord's base, kind of, like it's close to his base, he got every military building he needs to
but
spam units.
But also he can just outmass now, because Lucas' army have so much walking time, and
Yeah.
these towers are all the time shooting, so it's a better trade for Gichtenlord now than for Lucas.
Yeah, Lucas needs to push very carefully into this position. Like, this is an easy way to just make your to get a good train and make your opponent drain. You know, it's like easy trap. And Lucas needs to push very carefully because it's so easy to lose so much stuff to these heavy cannons and towers and walls. And if he just got on his skirmishers, it's gonna get completely ripped off. So he needs more curls. He needs a mortar, but he has one, so that's good. But he needs more coverings, I think. Another mortar. I like it. I like it. He needs to re-break this position now. But before some extra mortars, I would see some extra coverings. I mean, there's 5 heavies shooting all the time. How can you fight here? You know, he needs to go back. He needs coverings, or he needs to go back. He can't just fight against 5 heavies like that. It's nice that he got mortars getting the walls down in a couple buildings, but it doesn't matter so much right now. And now you see that Lucas is again out of resources and just not keeping up his pop. He has really few nats and not even 200 pop of normal units, but now he gets a big batch of coverings out. That's what he needed. He should have maybe waited for this before pushing. Could have just sit here and wait for his villagers to come and build more stuff and for his coverings to pop, because he had to wait that the villagers build an artillery foundry and that he can make 5 coverings out of it, and now he can push again. And meanwhile, in this like 2 minutes that this was taking, he just lost so many units to these heavy cannons and towers. So Now that he got his 5 coverings, he can try to
And
fight.
on ESOC TV2 we can see that Dictator is getting pushed into the natives from Floco, by the way.
Oh, maybe gonna drop a game?
Yeah,
Or maybe
maybe.
gonna lose the series.
Who knows, who knows.
Or maybe he wins it and it's over. We have seen Dictator come back from very bad positions against Lucas in the finals. In late game, just coming back, so maybe he can do the same against Floco. Did you see this heavy cannon volley here? Like, just killed 5 or 6 skirmishers. Heavies are just so great. And they have so much HP. I mean, look, there's 10 rods trying to kill it, but yeah, I guess it's gonna die, but it takes so long. Lucas is really not able to keep his pop now. He has a bit too much wood. Probably should switch both factories to coin now. This is actually gonna give Lucas enough time to remass. So now we're back at the initial position, right? It's again a fight in the middle, kind of. Gichtenlord is a bit more forward. He has like just more units, so he can push the middle a bit more than Lucas, but I mean it's still quite in the middle, so a very close game. Oh wow, this was actually so low HP. And it's the only layer between Lucas, Eco and the fight. Like Gichtenlord could even try to run some nats somewhere. I think they want to play heads up. Because like right now Gichtenlord could have tried to siege down this wall with nats on the side maybe and then run in the Eco. Force Spain to split a bit his units. Still 4 heavies alive. Lucas still floating, no shipment. Gichtenlord now floating 11. That's just honestly it starts to be a bit boring now. Like it was a really good game, now it starts to be a bit always the same, like back and forth, and I kind of hope that it's gonna soon finish because we need to move on then to the next games and to have the winner of this semi-final, because Dictator against Floco is already game 2. We're only game 1 here, and it's really close. Maybe we have half an hour more fighting, honestly, it's possible. So
yeah, it is definitely possible.
so I hope it doesn't happen, because then the tourney is gonna finish very late. It's already 22 European, Central European time or whatever it's called, like Germany, France, and probably Spain and whatever.
Yeah.
And oh, another heavy cannon volley. Gichtenlord doesn't really spam them, but he does a good job at keeping them alive, more or less. Buildings going up again, so there we go again. Lucas sitting back again because he wants to keep up, to keep his mass up. So yeah, there we go. But to be fair, Gichtenlord is now floating even more resources than before. Like, this is much more, like he's back to 1k5 score, and that's a lot more than Lucas. But if Gichtenlord is not able to push in these strong Spanish units, it doesn't matter how many resources he got. Maybe he can float enough resources that he can again delete some villagers at some point, and then push. Imagine if this game would keep going like this and Gichtenlord would just reach like 15k food, 15k gold, and then delete 30 villagers again and push again, you know. But it's looking like a very close game. So Gichtenlord is constantly winning but never actually winning.
It seems like Gichtenlord is trying to push in, but he's not able to hold his pops in because his buildings are more far away than Lucas.
Yeah, there's a lot of units walking from back there. He even needs to update his control group to make units from these barracks and not the ones in the back because it's even more walking time. He even remade a bit more villages. 111 now. Oh, a missionary got sniped. I'm curious to see if Lucas will pay attention and make them back. I'm pretty sure he will. Right now he got only 8 missionaries. So he needs to make the 2 other ones back. I really would like to see how many shipments this is that he shipped. We can see it in the post game actually. But it's like a lot of Ordelero shipments. It's for sure tens of thousands of resources. Must be quite an exhausting game for the players, hmm?
Well, also for the casters.
Yeah.
Let's face it.
Yeah, but we can chill a bit more than the players, you know?
Indeed.
Oh la la. Oh, some
It's a bit
action.
going on, yeah.
He tried to drop a couple buildings, but they're gonna get sieged down just so fast. They guarded with the hand infantry, hand infantry attack from Spain, so they have even more siege and even more normal attack. And yeah, rip. Okay, well this was a nice try to bring some action in, but it failed. Now we're back to the main fight. Was nice to see, but yeah, it's over. So let's go back here now. Lucas again pushing back. I think Lucas just refuses to make coverings. I mean, I feel like he could push much harder if he had more artillery. Like, you can't just fight these heavy cannons. I mean, did they die, the heavies? Oh wait, he lost his 3 heavies now. Also, Lucas can actually completely push without coverage now. I didn't see the heavies dying, but he had 3 of them and they're all dead. And now he needs to ship some more. He got 12 shipments stacked. 1 here. Behind this gate, gonna be a good position to shoot. Mortar shooting down a pillar. Huge deal. Oh, some dops. A couple dops. First dops of the game, I think. Let's check the units lost. Oh, what? No, that's bugged, right? He didn't make 800 dops, says a bug. It's 800 Ulans. It's 800 Ulans for sure.
Yeah.
So I don't know, there's a
Just
bug.
click on the UI on the arrows. On the arrows.
Arrows. Okay. It's just bug.
You see now?
Oh, okay. Oh, 800 cav, 30 dops. Yeah, okay. So, Lucas didn't lose coverings because Lucas didn't make coverings. Oh wait, is this bugged also? No.
Yes.
He probably got more than 4, right? Oh, 85, okay.
It's also bugged.
But I still feel like he didn't make enough coverings. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, no, I don't know how many cannons. Probably 28 heavies. 28 heavies, yeah. 1 mil. But yeah, alright, let's go back on military units. So I still feel like Lucas won the artillery war, but he could make more kills and more mortars. Because Gichtenlord just constantly has artillery out, and Lucas sometimes just doesn't have any artillery.
And by the way, on ESOC TV2, Dictator's pushing back Lucas. Flogo, I'm sorry. And seems quite in a good spot for Dictator.
So Dictator is coming back after, like in late game, he finds a way to keep his pop and come back, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like he did against Lucas in the finals and in many other games. So Lucas this time taking his time a little bit. He's not pushing. He's just gonna sit in the middle, bring more curves, and make some military buildings, and then I think he will start pushing a bit more. At least gonna wait for the coverings. There's no curves on the field for Germany right now. Oh, but they need to not go so much forward. They can get sniped by units because they don't tank so much.
But Gichtenlord is not paying attention to this.
Well, he did kill one curve, but yeah, there's still 3 alive. But he will get some out soon, I guess.
Lucas is ahead in economy.
I'm gonna show here units in queue because we anyway knows infinite shipments, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
He's ahead in economy, Gichtenlord.
No, Lucas.
Gichtenlord is ahead in economy. Gichtenlord is pink. He got 105 pop. Here.
Yeah, but I mean like in resources.
Ah, Lucas is ahead in resources, yeah. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is ahead in resources, and that's one of the first time it happens. Gichtenlord might just have too many views, maybe. I don't know if he can fight cost effectively against this mass of super strong units with only 90 pop.
No, I don't think
Yeah.
so.
So now he's draining because of this, and having more views maybe doesn't make up for it.
This might be the mistake for Gichtenlord.
No. Oh no, this is huge, to be honest. I mean, he's gonna snipe a horse artillery, maybe, but still, like, he lost a lot of scums. And now he's low on food because of this, because he needs to make them back. And now he's under the towers of Gichtenlord, but he's gonna get them down quite fast. Gichtenlord trying to make more towers, but probably gonna be sniped. Like, I would like Lucas to just snipe this villager. Oh well, he's gonna do it with the mortars, which is also fine. Oh boy, this is long. 1 hour 5. Oh wow.
The GG comes in.
I don't know if it's really over. Wow, this was super close.
So game 1 goes to Lucas.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, this was a really intense game, I think. So we need to look a bit at the stats after such a long game. Oh, Lucas just wasn't keeping his pop. He was out of resources probably. And Gichtenlord had just so much more because he deleted views. But at the end it's kind of the opposite. I mean, sometimes Lucas was out of resources, so he didn't make units, but sometimes Gichtenlord and...
The villager population is also...
Yeah, villager. Yeah, he made them back. He killed really a lot of them, like, yeah, 70.
Yeah, to hold a strong push from Spain.
And maybe made a bit too much here, I'm not sure. What else can we check? Ah, shipments. I wanted just to see the shipments. Where is it? Am I blind? Shipments. Oh, Spain maybe doesn't have faster shipments than Germany, in fact, which is kind of weird. But I mean, all these are 10 rods every time from Lucas. So let's say he started to ship them here, maybe. He shipped like 35 times or something the rods. So he got 353 rods, which is 35k resources, 350 score, just out of infinite shipments. To be honest, I think it won him the game. Like, if he didn't ship infinite rods all the time, he would not hold and he would lose. So this was quite nice from Lucas. Gichtenlord also did a decent job at shipping heavies. He always had some heavies on the field, but he still floated a lot of shipments.
Yeah, it is to Luca now. And it's Lucas needs to pick first. He can't play Spain again, and Gichtenlord can't play Germany again.
So yeah, Toluca. And Lucas is Russia, so he definitely wants to run on Toluca.
Yeah, he locked into Russia.
What is Gichtenlord gonna be able to pick to defend this? Ports maybe? Germany he can't anymore. France? I don't know.
Can you maybe check Lucas's decks? It's quite interesting. Maybe he has some decks where he have all the forts and etc. inside.
He likes to have the Kavacha shipment as Russia, I know.
There we have Nourish 10. There's a Blitz treaty deck.
That's for Blitz. There's no wood trickle. There's a fort also, so that's like for running. He even can ship one more fort. So then he can build 3 forts with his musketeers,
Yes,
and he also
exactly.
gets a free fort, of course.
But I don't like the infinite 300 wood instead of having the Notcast.
Yeah, Nutkas are quite nice, but 300 wood is also kind of cool because we can send it all the time and it's a lot of resources. But I would like maybe boss Nutkas and 300 wood, but I don't know, I'm not a pro at Russia. He also doesn't have the fast artillery training, which means that he's really probably gonna run with this because he doesn't make so much artillery.
Yes, of course.
He has the mortar upgrade because he needs to siege when he runs, but you don't make so many cover in the horse artillery when you run. He even has Sevastopol, which means you can build faster your stuff. No explorer card, just like improved building, so that's really for running. Like he wants to really take map control and everything. That's quite interesting. Then this is not a Blitz deck because there's a wood trickle. This is also not. Oh, that's the deck he used in finals against Dictator, I think, and we were saying it's for petards, and the name is indeed OP petards, but he didn't make petards, I remember.
Yes.
But that's for petards. 50% damage on petards is quite a lot. Test deck, just to see how many HP, how much HP your stuff gets or something with this card. Blitz, why does he have the wood trickle in Blitz? That's kind of a mistake. No OP. Well, he has too many decks, to be honest. I can't just check all of them, but there's quite a lot of them. FFA, he doesn't know what to pick. Yeah, it's not easy against Russia on this map, huh?
Yeah, France is just not so good versus running. He could mirror him.
Yeah, he didn't pick Russia so far.
Yeah.
He didn't. Yeah, so he could mirror. I don't really know how you counter Russia on this kind of maps. They just can train everything so fast and make the forts, and bulk houses are just so nice, and yeah. And they have so cost efficient units, so they're not pop efficient, so early on you don't really win so much, but in late game when you can train these cheap units, it means that you're never really running so much out of resources because they're so cheap. Looks like he's maybe gonna go for France.
Yeah, I think so.
He's not really sure. Well, we're just gonna wait for them to green up. Or not. If Gichtenlord wants to change his thief, he can still. He doesn't need to lock. He just needs to pick a sieve and green up. So he can still change. Maybe Sue would be good. I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
Lucas pressuring a bit. Gichtenlord needs to make a decision soon. So where is it with Dictator and Floco? Dictator won the second game or?
No, he's still fighting.
Oh wow. How many minutes in game?
It's 36 minutes in game.
36. Oh, okay, that's not so long. Well, if you're lucky enough, they take long enough for this game that we in time also to finish.
I think the finals are on a different day.
Ah, yeah. You're right. There's no finals to cast today. They need to agree on another day, so that's maybe tomorrow, maybe... no, wait, it was Sunday already, right?
Yes.
So, I guess they schedule somewhere else in the week, or maybe next Saturday. Yeah, that's what you need to do when you have tricky games, sadly. It's because it takes so much time that you kind of need to split the finals, because best of 5 just can take so long. So, Lucas is up 1-0 against Gichtenlord at the semi-finals. And we have here in the wrong map. Oh yeah,
Yes.
it was Toluca. Alright. Let's rehouse that then. So it's Toluca, yeah. Okay, free for all, record game, and we need to load the map.
Yes.
You didn't download the maps?
Yeah, it's 7.0b.
Oh.
I have only the A. And it's for era. That more playable on Blitz.
Alright, so let's go on Toluca now for the game 2 of this best of 3.
So yeah, here we go again. The map is Toluca this time. And it's the Gichtenlord versus Lucas L99. Gichtenlord, Lucas took game 1. And we have here in the color pink, Gichtenlord playing as France. And on the other side we have Lucas L99 in the color green playing as Russia. And I like the pick Russia, to be honest.
Yeah, Russia sounds good there. Huh. Yeah. So delete the TC, and I'm just gonna wait for my viewers to gather the crates, and I will delete them. If he still can't take the nut after I delete it, then we have a problem, but I don't think so, it's really close, so... So for people who would join the stream, this is Blitz treaty implemented on some ESOC treaty map called Toluca. So you start with your eco already set up. You just need to age up to 5 as soon as possible. It's kind of instant, like you age up in 2 or 3 seconds, and you can research everything instantly and ship your cards. So now they're just gonna age up very fast and ship everything and do all the upgrades. On the right you will see the shipments, and on the left the text researched. So they both age 5, then they get the upgrades, capital upgrades, ship factories and the eco cards. So yeah, need to be quite fast at start. You also need to wall up because you have only 10 minutes and it takes quite some time to build a wall, so you need to wall up, and you need to make a front base, you need to upgrade all your units, and you need to take the nats and to do the nats upgrades as well. I can delete these guys. Okay, and yep. 2 factories going up for Gichtenlord here. Factories already up for Lucas. Both players have factories in the middle so that they can't get reached by some mortars or something. Like, same like the mills and plantations. Church card coming in for France. That's basically another food upgrade. It's 20% on meals, but then your buildings are more expensive. So he shipped the church card, but did he get the tech? I don't think he got the tech out of the church card. You first want to build your buildings, because after you ship you got the tech from the church card, you actually don't. You actually need to pay 50% more to build anything. Maybe he did get the tech and it doesn't show up. I'm not sure. Maybe he forgot about it. No, he didn't get the tech. I think it would show. So maybe just slamming down all the buildings. And when this is done, he will get the tech, I guess. It's the hard thing as friends is to do your buildings fast because you get this card. And the other hard thing is that you need to trade. Need to trade like around at 6 minutes of remaining time. You need to trade food to coin, and then you can make all your upgrades. He still didn't get the church thing. Oh wait, oh it's this. Oh, he got it right now, or actually 10 seconds ago. Okay, so finally he got it after he made all his buildings. And yeah, well, now they're just gonna keep building their walls, some layers, maybe more than one. I think on this map you need more than one layer because you can run on the side so much. It's quite an open map. I mean, there's some rivers, but you have like 3 big points where you can fight, and yeah, you need walls because you're probably gonna get pushed at some point in the game on the side, and you will need to defend your native posts and to defend your eco. Yeah, so they just post shipped all their eco stuff. Church card coming in for Russia as well, which shows that he's probably gonna run indeed because you get the overpop, so you get more units to run around. Gichtenlord got his advanced arsenal. He also shipped the fast infantry training. And the good thing as France is that you have a lot of shipments ready at 10 minutes, I mean at 40, you know. Because 10 minutes is kind of like the 40-minute mark of an Rush 40, but for Blitz. And because you don't need to ship all these gold cards, because you first go only on mills like right now, and then he will trade, he will ship this card to get coin. And that means that he doesn't need to upgrade his plantations, because he will not gather from plantations until a very long time when he eventually runs out of gold. So that's some of the shipments he can use for cheaper nats, advanced arsenal, fast infantry training, fast cavalry training. He was even able to ship the wood card, which is not something you're usually able to ship as a standard European civ, I would say, because you need to ship so much stuff. But yeah, of course, when you don't ship 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, it's 4 more cards that you can that you can ship. It's just a lot of other cards you have available. Oh, Lucas actually forgot to ship a gold card. He shipped all his eco cards, but he forgot about the royal mint. That's actually, well, I mean, it's for only 2 minutes that he forgot it, so that's just like I don't know, maybe he lost 1k coin or something, which is bad, but it's not game losing or something. Just not optimal. Should come even before the church card, like at 0.17, 0.18 seconds or something. Buildings are upgraded on this map because of one nat. I think the you can't see which. Oh wait, because there's no village next to the nat thing. Usually you can click on the small village around the native post, and then when you press Alt you can see what kind of tech you can get inside, but now because they removed it, probably because of passing, you can't actually see what is inside of it, which is a bit sad. So you can't know which kind of nat it is, and you can't know what kind of upgrades you get inside and what kind of unit you can train. But there's Aztecs somewhere. These guys are probably Aztecs, and these guys are Jesuits or whatever it's called in English. And from these guys you get a boost on your meals, I think, and maybe a boost on your hand infantry, I'm not sure. Oh no, a boost on your explorer actually, and some crates that you can ship. Maybe they ship the crates already. Oh, apparently Lucas did. He got... No, he didn't get the tech. Maybe it just doesn't show in the UI. I think he got the tech from the nat to get gold crates because he still had some gold crates here, so that's from the Aztecs. And here you get more HP on your buildings and some other stuff like more siege on your gunpowder units. You can see this, it's this one. You get more siege, so you see the streets now have 18 siege, which is not so bad for a streetlet. Musketeers actually get more siege attacks and range attack also. So Gichtenlord preparing to run on the sides. I think he doesn't really want to run, but he needs to defend the run, and he spread villagers a bit everywhere, which is nice because then he's ready to make walls or buildings in any part of his half of the map. And I think Lucas will very soon also split some units on the sides, or maybe he just wants to play a mind game because you would expect Russia to run. Maybe it's just a mind game where he wants to in fact play all in the middle and just push hard in the middle while Gichtenlord thinks that he's running on the side. So this could be possible. We will see. Maybe he just waits for the last second to send his stuff so that he doesn't get scouted, because you can see that Gichtenlord was trying to scout him with a native scout and with a mortar here. Oops, sorry, here. So maybe he just wants to show to Gichtenlord that he got everything in the middle, and then in fact at the last second go on the sides. I'm not sure. Would be interesting. Because you see now, Gichtenlord is bringing back some units in the middle because he spotted that Lucas was in the middle. So it could really be a plan from Lucas. Like, he would bring 10 more musketeers in the middle, and then in fact Lucas would run on the side at the last second. 1 minute, still enough time to split. So yeah, there we go. It was just a mind game. He was just waiting for the last second before he would send some units on the side. And now Gichtenlord has essentially nothing, like 5 musketeers. So I think he's gonna go. And here he got kind of the same stuff, just a bit less musketeers, but he also got like 10 or 12 Cossacks. And actually gonna also make a lot of horse artillery, 5 of them. Interesting. Yeah, he just wants line of sight. He's not even here for really fighting. I mean, he just wants to check what's going on. And Lucas, on the other hand, is really investing some military pop on the sides, and he's gonna get the control of them. He's scouting fast, but then he needs to go back before half map. Well, I mean, if he got 1 cap here, it's not a big deal, but yeah. So now it's too late for Gichtenlord to pull some units on the side. So that's it. But no villagers. Oh, here, wow. Pulling 5 villas on each side. Gichtenlord already got builds ready, but so yeah, what's gonna happen is that these units are gonna kill the villagers when they try to build, probably, and kill the musketeers, and then he will be able to get up his own front base, and he will quickly get the control of the sides. The drawback, of course, being that in the middle he's weaker, he got less stuff here. He does have the Church of the Pope, which is nice, and he calls the Minutemen, of course. He didn't train Nats, though. It feels like he didn't train any Nats, which is kind of weird. Now that's no Nats for Lucas. Maybe he's waiting for the cheaper Nat card, but this would be a bit risky, maybe. So yeah, now he's camping on this little bridge, kind of, just to be ready to kill any villager or units that would come in. So there is no wall for Gichtenlord. I mean, it is not completely up. There is still a couple villagers alive on each side, but they're gonna die. And Lucas is even pushing the middle because maybe Gichtenlord doesn't expect that. You see, Gichtenlord was trying to camp and to make a lot of walls, but these huts are actually gonna get such a nice angle on the coverings, and wow, this is a very good start for Lucas. I mean, he's forward on every part of the map, on the 3 parts. The main one and both sides he's just pushing. He will need to handle these guys here, but he can spam some Cossacks soon because he already got the stable hub here, and that's just... Well, yeah, I mean, that's just a very good start for Lucas. Should mention that these Nats don't give any fast training, unlike the Incas, which means that it's really good for Russia, since they can anyway get instant musketeers because they have 2 cards, 2 fast infantry training cards, and almost instant strelets. And they also have the artillery fast training and the cav. I mean, they have just everything you can imagine. While France has also... He doesn't have artillery training, which can suck for him, potentially. And he doesn't have the 2nd infantry card, of course, because he's France and not Russia. Oh, petards, that's good. Just gonna try to shut down fast this front base because there's no more villagers here to rebuild anything, so he's just gonna try to get the buildings down, I think, quickly. He can just spam some musketeers. When he gets the 2nd training card in, it's gonna be instant musketeers, and that's just one of the big advantages of being Russia. He even made a wall on both sides just in case. If he gets pushed back, he's still got 1 wall. Could even make a more forward wall here. But it's a bit harder here because there's some pink walls on the way. Oh wow, this is gonna be risky. He might kill 1 horse artillery, but I think these Russian musketeers are just gonna fly in the air. Wait, they also don't have advanced arsenal. He didn't ship advanced arsenal, that's why. He ships only fast training because he really wants to be everywhere on the map now. And no cheaper Nats either, but why is he not making Nats? I don't understand. If he's not waiting for cheaper Nats, why is he not making Nats? And he got also 10 idle cav here. I mean, he didn't make... Oh, he got 6 of these guys actually, 6 conquistadors, so that's better than nothing. So on this side, Lucas is getting pushed back a little bit, but he's still got a couple buildings up. And did he lose his fields? I guess he lost his villagers. This should not be unrecalculated. One good thing for France in this kind of play is that they have 20 extra pops, so they can hold a bit more easily. And they have a decent eco for sure. Oh, okay, Lucas holding, and once these mantlets are dead, it means these guys are just overpopped, they're just extra units, so when they die, it's just Gichtenlord will not get any of these for a long time. Again, we can see Lucas is doing a bit better job at spending his shipments. He is shipping advanced arsenal now. Gichtenlord is stacking 2 cards. He really needs to get like cav combat and maybe range infantry attacking like this in cav combat, and this card is also good. He needs to send his shipments. There's a lot of Cossacks there. Of course, they cost only 1 pop. And they do a very decent job against Queers, for example. Yeah, that's kind of a Cossack spam actually. I mean, they cost only 1 pop when they're in fact a 1.5 pop unit, but they cost only 1 pop. So it's just, you can just make so many of these. You can just make so many Cossacks. A Q is still 3 pop. I mean, so you can train 1 queer for 3 Cossacks. Like, how is this fair? Because queers are nerfed on this patch. They're like not very good. Really, they have much less HP, I think. Oh wait, they have 50 less HP, I think, and they have definitely less attack, like 8 less attack or something. It's quite a lot less. Oh, Petards is gonna get the net down. That's really good. A bit overkilling it, but I think he just wanted to make sure that even if one Petard would die, he would have time to get this net down. So that's less pop for Gichtenlord. They both got all the upgrades in the nets, I think. So yeah, that's it now. The 2 fast trainings for Russia, plus artillery training and the cavalry training. Mortal card, cheaper nats. Now he got all the very important cards in all the really important upgrades, and now he can start to ship stuff like the mortar upgrade, which is not so important. But I'm not sure I like this mortar card. I mean, it's 100 more siege to your mortar, okay. But I feel like some cards like Boyars, when you make so many Cossacks, or Cav Combat, or even the Infantry Combat, which is buffed on this patch and gives 20% to Strelets, like on RE, but also 10% on your Musketeers, so that's quite nice. I think these cards are better than the Mortar card, but he's anyway shipping Boyars now, which is nice. And we have indeed the Cav Combat and the Infantry Attack. Works on Musketeers and Skirmishers. So he's already getting pushed quite hard. I mean, like there's already no more front buildings left, right? Like all these buildings that green has are gone already for pink, and he is like, Lucas is just so aggressive right now and dropping these buildings so much forward, pressuring on both sides constantly. Here he's not doing so much, but he's mostly like forcing Gichtenlord to react to these small pushes, like 1 mortar, some petards, and 10 or 15 musketeers. Here he's just making sure that Gichtenlord doesn't get back the control of the net. He could actually buy his explorer back now and make the net, I think, or try at least. So he's just doing a better job at multitasking, I think, and well, it looks just very good for Lucas right now. He's even ahead in score. I'm not sure how it should go between France and Russia, but it's definitely not bad, I think, for Lucas that he's ahead in score. Oh, and yeah. Oh, this one queer was able to kill the mortar, but Lucas is now bringing musketeers in hand mode to kill it. Oh, what the fuck? How? They came through here, so there's actually a gap here. And these villagers came directly through here, and they gonna do something, I guess. Build something, maybe. Oh, sadly, he doesn't have the fort card. I love this card. It's always so funny to see the forts going up and people trying to siege him down and stuff. But he doesn't have the fort card. He's anyway dropping a stable here. But he needs a couple units to kill this infantry, because if not, the stable will not go up. He could pull back his villagers now and wait for these units to come. Because he might lose both villas. If Gichtenlord just brings his skirmishers, I think he will lose both villagers. Except he's not paying attention, so the stable is going up, in fact. Could have been denied, but not a huge deal. Also now he can make Opries to try and siege down the walls, maybe. Or he can just make some mortar from here and then spam Cavalchers or Cossacks to cover it from this table. He's just pushing so hard, like Lucas is just really pushing hard, and now there's 100 score difference, so it's looking very good for him. Needs to stop sieging here, the QS are doing quite a lot of damage. He's just being super annoying, just spamming units everywhere. The CDB is probably gonna go down, it's so low HP. Still only one nat for Gichtenlord. Lucas's side has been just untouched the whole game. I would like him now to slam down, like, I don't know, 2-3 layers of foes in the middle just in case he gets pushed back, you know, to have a solid map control, but he probably doesn't need it just because he's applying so much pressure that Gichtenlord doesn't even try to run here or something. And he got a nice front base here, that's a lot of buildings, that's really good for him. Here also a very decent front base. This side a bit weak, but he doesn't need to pressure everywhere. He just being annoying and spamming a bit of units here just to, yeah, to force Gichtenlord to react and to multitask him, but he's not really trying to push in or something. At least not yet. Maybe at some point he will try to make a surprise and in fact change, stop pushing here and start pushing there with some more villagers making more buildings. We will see. The problem is that he doesn't have a gate, so his villagers just go all around here and walk here and around this wall and then make building here, and it would be much better for his villages to come through a gate here and make more stuff. It's just so much stuff here for Russia in the middle now. Still being annoying here, just killing some stuff. Here a couple units as well. One mortar to slowly pressure. He got the nat. Wow. No nats for Gichtenlord. This game looks pretty one-sided. The first game was quite close, was a really good one. This looks really quite one-sided. I would like to point out that at start Gichtenlord said no obrishniks as a joke, and Lucas said yes, probably as a joke as well, but I think he literally didn't make any Opry, like, so maybe he did it, like no Opry game. It's not like you really need Opries, they're anyway nerfed and really patched. Mortars with a card do just fine. Like 1k siege is just pretty good. Now he's gonna get the wall down. This native post is maybe gonna be denied again when he tries to go up. Finally got back on this side, but another mortar could just kill it. But now there's a big main fight, and that's probably better for France because they have 20 more pop and they have stronger units. So I think Lucas is gonna need a lot of streelets if he wants to fight like this, heads up, because streelets are very cost efficient, but these Russian musketeers are not the greatest, and I think they just kind of die against France there. Well, he can still spam Cossacks. That's always a good option. Oh wow, this petards. Holy shit. This is like what, 10 petards now? 9 petards? He's gonna go for the houses, just split them 1 petard on each house, and then the guy's house. Wow, this is huge. I mean, he's gonna need to rebuild all his houses. GG. Yeah, he calls it GG. I mean, you don't have time to rebuild and defend your eco. Wow, this was just really well played by Lucas. Lucas is really good at running anyway. So yeah, well, not much to say about that. Russia kept Lucas kept his pop maybe a bit more than Gichtenlord did. He also didn't really make his CDBs back. Like, he was never at 80 again. He went to 79 and then he started to lose more, and he remade some from time to time, but he was quite low on villagers actually. CDBs are pop efficient. You really want to always have 80 CDBs. You don't want to delete or to lose CDBs because they just pop efficient. And Russia was also not really at max eco, but he was really close to max eco, so he was fine. So yeah, his resources were maybe climbing up a little bit more than France at the end. Alright. I'll be right back in 1 minute.